Started. Call the meeting to order. Welcome, everybody. Sorry we're a little late. We had a couple things to sort of discuss prior to getting in here. In any case, we're going to get started by looking at the minutes. I assume everybody's had a chance to look at those. Given that, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Very good. Minutes have been approved. Moving forward on the agenda, we have resolution number 29830.
Yes, Commissioner, this is consideration for the Soul Food Festival to be conducted over in the Parade Park area in August of this year. You have a memo in your packet from Shannon Dooley, and we'd recommend approval. Shannon is here, and I know Mr. Chuck Bird is also here representing the festival organization, so might have some questions for them.
Come on out. Yeah. We'd love to hear a little bit about the event.
Okay. Chuck Bird is here representing Kin Folks Foundation.
Great.
It's going to be in Parade Park, one day only, August 25th. This is going to be the third time it's actually going to be in Parade Park. I believe it was here in 08 and 09.
Yes.
So they're coming back to the
Great.
park. So Chuck Bird is here if you have any questions.
Good afternoon, Chuck Bird.
Afternoon.
Representing Kin Folks Foundation Soul Food Festival, which is scheduled for Kansas City, August the 25th. Be happy to answer any questions that you guys may have in regards to the festival. I was instrumental in working with Kin Folks Foundation in 2010, 9, and 8 when we had the event. Two of them were at Parade Park. The other one was at the Ameristar Casino. And based on the community's feedback that we were getting, they wanted it back at Parade Park, and it was only fitting that we sat down at the table and tried to negotiate and come back to that community. And so we're happy, we're excited about coming back to Parade Park, and be happy to answer any questions that you guys may have in regards to the festival, as far as security, from security to trash. You know.
Sounds like you got it all covered then.
Sure.
Very good.
On the easy side, any projection of attendance?
Typically, our crowds run anywhere from 5,000 on the low side as high as 7,000.
Great. Fantastic.
It is a good event. I've
It
been
is.
to it
Mhm.
in the
And for
past.
those of you who are not familiar with, you know, the type of talent that we bring R&B singers, kind of old school, people like the Whispers, Shaka Khan, you know, the older crowd is what we cater to.
Very good. Well, great. I wish you nothing but success.
We appreciate it. And I will be the point of contact here in Kansas City at Soul Food Festival. Moves all across the Midwest, but I am your point of contact here in Kansas City. Feel free to contact me if there's any questions. We understand that there are some timelines that has to be met, and we're going to do everything we can to achieve that.
Excellent. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? See none, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? See none, all those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Very good.
Thank you.
Resolution passes. Resolution number 29831.
Yes, Commissioner, this is a request to enter an agreement with the Kansas City Keys Community Council to help manage our Night Hoops program. This is the Mayor's Night Hoops program, which would be in the summer of 2012. The memo from Mark Boland details the process that was involved and the locations where the program would be held, and the compensation associated with this particular contract. Would recommend approval. If you have any questions, Mark is here to answer those.
Any questions, Mark? Mark, come on up, tell us a little bit about the program.
I'll be happy to, Commissioner. Mark Boland, Manager of Community Services. And we do have Mr. Harold Johnson, who is the President of the Kansas City Keys Community Council. I think there's a couple of things I'd like to highlight this year. Not only is this the first year that we've used a different vendor, such as the Kansas City Keys. I think in the past 18 years we've used AAU. They've done a fantastic job, did a fantastic job for this program, but obviously as we open it up for bids, as we did this year and the years past, we get a lot of different information, a lot of different program ideas, and at this point in time, the Kansas City Keys really gave us a good presentation, and consequently, they were selected for this year's program. One of the other unique pieces about this year versus years past is that this is an option to renew for an additional year. Typically, they would be just 1 year and it'd be over. But what this will allow is that the Kansas City Keys will hit the ground running next year, knowing that they more than likely will have the opportunity to run the program, and they can start much sooner in putting all of their pieces in place in order to start the program versus going through another bidding process as we've done in years past. So that's an advantage for the vendor, that's an advantage for the Keys, and that's an advantage for the program. One of the other highlights that we want to share today is that this is the 20th season. And because it's the 20th season, we're really looking to try to celebrate in a big kind of way. Obviously, we want our former mayor, now Congressman Cleaver, to come back to Kansas City and be a part of this celebration. Obviously, our current mayor, Sly James, we're looking to have, as well as some of the other past mayors who have supported this program. So we're really looking forward to this year being an exceptional and somewhat different program. I mean, the kids will be the same. The numbers will probably be enhanced by a couple of hundred. We had 600 last year. We're hoping that we can get close to 1,000 young people engaged and involved in the program for this year, and we're hoping that the Kansas City Keys will be the organization by which we can do that. With that said, we certainly recommend approval of the non-municipal agency funding services contract with the Kansas City Keys, and then would ask that the director and/or his designee execute the contract on behalf of the board. With that, Mr. Johnson, I'm sure would like to say a few words.
Yes, please.
Well, first of all, I'm just glad to be here, glad to be able to be the selected contractor for this. We have been a part of community for over 30-some years, providing youth programming, education, and sports in the greater Kansas City area. A lot of our participants have gone on to, we have done a feeder program from K-1 all the way up to high school, and have gotten youth involved where, to the extent that they played on a collegiate level. And now we have some of those guys coming back to contribute to the community just by providing that service and being role models and mentors in their lives. When you are a coach, you know, you can be connected to these individuals, and when you're connected, you are involved in something greater than the sport itself. And we want to create that same types of relationships with what we're going to do with the Night Hoops, so that our youth will have you know, somebody positive that they can look out for and reach out to. And we're going to do a great job of that as well with our education program, giving them some life skill stuff, giving them stuff that they need to assist them, from a reading program that we hope to implement over the summer, because a lot of times our youth do not read and not stay connected educationally. So with having us, because we have been community people, I think you've selected the right folk to be on ground level to assist and make this thing better. And that's what we're here for. And any shape, form, way we can, you know, you can provide us additional information that will help us to help community. We're a part of it. We're open to it.
Great. Are there any questions?
What are the ages, and what? How do you recruit the kids?
Our ages for this year will be 10 through 25. We recruit our youth on a variety of bases, as well as the adults. We have a lot of relationships, and we've done leagues, tournaments ourselves. We do a big event here in Kansas City that hosts over 100-some teams in a weekend. So we have, and we've been doing that for over 19 years. So we have relationships with every minor and major coach in Kansas City, predominant area. We have relationships with the schools where we will get our information out. We hope to market through KPRS, KPRT. We will be on the website. We will blast our information through our contacts with emails. We will also do some phone service. We're connected with Link and all the other organizations in town, the Boys and Girls Clubs and the YMCA. So we're reaching out to everyone to be a part of Mayor's Night Hoops.
Okay.
Just to add to that, Commissioner Gramowski, most of the young people, they anticipate the program. I mean, obviously, the things that Mr. Johnson is going to do will enhance that, but most of the young people that have participated in the Mayor's Night Hoops program started at age 10. Now, 20 years later, they themselves have young children involved in the program. So there's been generations of young people involved, and there are people right now asking when the program is going to start. And if I could, on June 9th at 3 p.m. at the Southeast Community Center is when we look to do this year's kickoff for the Mayor's Night Hoops program.
You kind of answered one of my questions. What was the participation, say, in the last couple of years?
In the last couple of years, we've been steady at about 600 young people. And most of that has been divided from kids or young people ages 15 down to 10 and then 16. So it's been an even kind of match in terms of age division, but about 600 young people over the last few years. We've been up to about 1,100 young people in earlier years, but with funding cuts and some other things, we've been steady at about 600 young people per year.
Well, I was glad to hear you say, when you had 600 here, that you're looking for 1,000. And I would say with this organization, the sky's probably the limit with the contacts and everything. And I see this as a tremendous opportunity to get this program really up and rolling. And given the option for the second year,
Absolutely.
that could probably double it, I would
Yeah.
think.
Yes.
And I would hope so.
All right.
Thank you.
You have any other questions?
No.
Very good. Thank you.
Mark, you might want to mention your Night Nets program that'll be accompanying this.
Oh, yeah, the Night Nets program will also take place. It'll probably start in the middle of June. That is obviously volleyball, and that'll be girls, and that'll be played at the Kansas City North Community Center. Probably have close to 13 teams, 10 to 13 teams in that particular league as well.
That's great.
And what's the ages on that?
Those are girls, I think, ages 8 to 15. Maybe 10 to 15. I need to double check on that.
Will you have that contract ready for the next board meeting?
Yes.
That's great.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
is the mayor's thing only for men or boys?
No.
No,
It's
no,
co-ed.
it's co-ed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
all
Actually-
up and down the age range.
Right, actually, we have added a middle school age group, there's a high school age group, and then there's young women's.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Good, resolution passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to resolution number 29832.
Yes, Commissioners, earlier this year, the board approved some fees related to our community centers, and this is going back and taking a second look at one of those fees. You have a memo from Mark in your packet that basically reinstates the fee in the previous action. And Mark, could you explain that a little bit more in detail?
Sure, and a second look indeed is what we're trying to do, Mark. That kind of opens it up. Each year, obviously, the staff brings forth to the board recommending fee increases or fee changes, whatever the case may be. This year, we did look at more of a consolidation of fees and labeling of fees than anything else. And the consolidation of those fees included our fitness passes and our facility passes. Fitness passes allows individuals to use our fitness area primarily. It doesn't give them access to the full facility. Our facility pass obviously opens up the facility to the user. What we decided to do, or at least what we looked to do this year, was to consolidate the fitness pass into the facility pass, in essence doing away with the fitness pass. Now, in most cases, that came with a $5 or $10 increase, because the more services that you provide, the few dollars that were added to that. So in some cases, Greg Kleiss, there was a $10 increase from the fitness pass to the facility pass. In some cases, the fitness pass was done away with, and the price remained the same for the facility pass as the fitness pass was. For example, Brush Creek, Hillcrest, and Marlboro, their fee for a facility pass did not change. Obviously, the amenities that they have is a little different than Southeast and Greg Clyce as well. But our thought was that we would consolidate the fitness pass into a facility pass. You would get more money, you would get more services and more access to the facility with that pass. There were a few individuals, however, that really thought that fitness was the only thing that they wanted to do. Consequently, doing away with that was more of a burden than an enhancement. So after further consideration, after further review, it was determined that we could continue with, or we would recommend to the board that we would continue with the fitness pass and allow those that really just wanted fitness and not full access that opportunity. And consequently, we're before you today to make that recommendation to reinstate the fitness pass at those facilities that were impacted by the change.
Are those fitness passes at what rate? Are they the rate that they were last year, or are they at a...
They're at the rate that they were last year, and in most cases, the year before that.
Okay. Other questions?
And in most cases, it didn't increase by more than $10, but for some people, obviously, $10 and the desire only to do fitness made sense and made a difference.
I'd just like to thank the staff, you, Mark, for going back and looking at this and re-examining the issue.
And I think it's very helpful to us anytime we get public input on these issues to be able to reconsider our positions and let the public know that we are open to their comments and that that's what we're here for, is to serve the better good of our customers.
Absolutely. And just to add one more thing, obviously, there's a lot of information that's in our spring and summer brochure that's available both on the website and some in our community centers. And a lot of people did receive that brochure in their Sunday paper about 3 weeks ago. So for more information about the programs and activities that the Parks and Recreation Department is offering, I'd like to make sure that people take a look at that brochure and find out what it is we offer at some of the best prices in Kansas City and enjoy the services that the Parks and Recreation Department provides.
Very good. Thank you. Any other questions, any further discussion? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution number 29833.
Yes, Commissioner, this is a change order with Sarai Construction Company for some work over at the lake and adjacent to Spring Valley Park. You got a memo in your packet from Travis that spells it out. Would recommend approval of the contract. If you have any questions beyond that, Travis is here to answer those.
Is there any questions of Travis regarding this project and this change order? All right, seeing none, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion seconded? Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Resolution passes. On to the director's report.
Yes, major construction, Travis?
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Afternoon.
You have a couple of sets of photos in front of you. The first project we'll talk about is the shade structure over at the for the sea lions at the zoo. It looks like this on the front page. That project was started last winter and completed at the end of March. Bob Lawler was the project manager on the project. Our prime contractor was KBR. That may not look like it from the photos, but that's about a $173,000 project right there. That's a cable-tied shade structure, and that was part of our compliance project that we work with the zoo. That USDA recommended a certain amount of shade during the day for the sea lions, and that was a solution that was brought forth.
So are those panels, or whatever you call them up there, they can move them around if they need to, or is it pretty much the way it's going to be?
That's pretty much the way it's going to be now. They can be taken down, they can be replaced and so forth, but it's a cable stayed system, so they don't slide around necessarily. It's tensioned into place with turnbuckles, so.
That's nice. We'll change the whole
Change the look of the tour.
look of the area.
Any questions on that one?
What do the sea lions think of it? That's what I'm curious.
As you can see from the photos,
Did you know sea lions can get sunburned?
Sea lions can get sunburned?
Yeah, that's why you're doing this. I mean, they literally can get sunburned.
I was waiting for the joke at the end of that.
No, there's no joke. You get sunburned. You can't, they probably put sunglasses on them and the suntan lotion, but it just won't stay on.
Have to do it every 30 minutes.
Very good. Very nice.
Good, great.
the second set of photos is of the Water Well Athletic Complex. This is located just west of 9 Highway at the south end of Tullis Road. And we installed sunscreens here. Now, this is for the patrons and for the kids playing ball this time. USDA didn't require this, so. The backstops were provided or repaired as necessary. This was on all 5 diamonds up there. Frank Gibbs is project manager. This was done in a $95,000 budget. And right now, we're just on the final punch list, so it should be completed real soon.
Looks nice.
Any questions on that one?
It's a great park. I think it's used a lot.
It's kind of nice to have that in good shape, because anybody that comes into town for the All-Star game on the airport, from the airport, can go right by it.
Yep.
And it's always busy.
And it's always busy.
Yeah, that is one busy park.
Yeah, it's all 10:30, 11 at night.
Great.
All right, thanks, Travis. Heidi, marketing?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
We just had a really busy weekend this past weekend in the parks. Sunday was obviously a beautiful day. Had the first day of Chalk Walk, the bike rodeo, and the Fit and Fiscal tennis or sports festival at Minor Park, and all of those went quite well. Of course, the second day of Chalk Walk pretty much got rained out on Sunday, which is unfortunate, but not typical. We got a couple of things running on the weekly report. Something I wanted to update you on is the recycling public service announcement that we've done. You may or may not have seen it. Yes,
Fine. You
good.
did nice job.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun working with the Greenworks in Kansas City kids, and they actually wrote it and scripted it and acted in it, and Jesse and I went and filmed it down at the Brush Creek Community Center with Jennifer. She was also involved in this as well. And then Fred did miracles editing it with City Communications. He did a really good job. And so that is going to be running on Channel 2 just randomly. It's also up on our Facebook. It's on our YouTube channel as well. But it does promote the fact that we are now recycling in all of our community centers and in some of our parks. So that was kind of a big deal for us, and it was fun to make. And so we certainly appreciate the Greenworks kids for helping us out with that. Of course, we have that Employee Awards Breakfast coming on at the end of the month, working on the Dragon Boat Festival and races, getting that team together. So thank you, President Charand, for participating in that. We're just going to wing it that morning and practice, and then go ahead and win again.
I've been training.
Well, good. Let me know some of those training secrets.
Well, when he's
Like
supposed to
this guy
train.
that does the kayak ad in the.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's me.
Practice.
We're just going to do it that morning. I think it's kind of like golf. If you over practice, you sometimes just instill worse habits. So just get out there and do it fresh. And if any of the other commissioners would like to be on that team, please let me know. And then we're working diligently on the City of Fountains bike ride. We're doing a lot of different things with this bike tour this year, kind of rebranding it as Ride the Fountains, and just doing a lot more fun things. We're staggering the starts. This, of course, is on Father's Day. It's June the 17th, and we do it in cooperation with the Kansas City Metro Bicycle Club and Trails Kansas City, and we stage it out of Washington Square Park right down in downtown. And what we're doing this year differently, though, and I may have mentioned this before, is we're staggering the starts. There's 3 different lengths of rides. There's a 10-mile guided tour that goes to quite a few of the fountains. I believe it's 25, and then there's a 47-mile. So you can begin riding anywhere from 7 a.m. in the morning till about 9:30 is when the last one's going to go out. We're hoping that everyone will congregate back in the park at about 11:30, where we'll have our after party and picnic. We've got some great food that's being served by La Bodega, the Spanish tapas restaurant, and we're going to have some beverages. We're also going to have the Good Sam Band, so we'll have live music. And then the picnic project is going to be taking place there. That's something that we're working with the Art Museum on. People can come and make these squares that'll be a part of a larger art project later on in the summer. So it should be a pretty fun event, and hopefully you guys can come out and participate either in the ride or in the after party or both. And let me know if you want to sign up for the ride, because I can give you a code that you can go online and sign up for it. Other than that, May is super busy. Starting out this Saturday, isn't it, with the dedication at Spring Valley Park. And that is at 8:45 in the morning, because as you know, we'll be kicking off the Frank White Fun Run Walk and Art Festival, which begins at 9 o'clock that morning. So our dedication will actually take place at 8:45 in the morning. Just a brief, few speeches, cut the ribbon, let the people walk through it to start their fun run walk. So let me know, or Carmen know, if any of you plan to be there. As well, we have the Truce Bridge dedication, and I know you, Commissioner Dillingham, are going to be there, and we're getting together some talking points for you, so you can talk a little bit about the history of the Truce in that area. And then this is new, I think, since the last time we met. We have a dedication and news conference in the Penn Valley Skate Park. We've been doing some expansions there over the last 10 months or so, and this comes courtesy of Rob Deerdeck, who is the professional skateboard rider and MTV show star. Yeah, kind of a crazy kid, but a lot of fun and obviously very generous. So he will be out there dedicating that, and we'll cut the ribbon and hopefully see some good skating in the new addition to our Penn Valley Skate Park. And that is on Tuesday, May the 15th at 10 a.m. And I invite anybody, especially some kids, if we can get some out there to do some skateboarding with the pros. That would be kind of fun that morning. And then we're working diligently also on the VIP preview and opening for the Bay Water Park at the end of the month. So that's keeping us very busy. Also, I handed you out some cards, and that is on National Trails Day, event that we're doing on June the 2nd. And we're doing this with Jackson County as well, and that is dedicating the Blue River Trail right down there by the Blue River Athletic Fields. We're just going to walk a little bit, cut a ribbon, say a few words, and then you can continue on walking the rest of the trail, or you can come back and go home and only have walked about a half a mile. I think if you walk the whole thing, it's 1.6 miles, but it's a beautiful new trail expansion that we've done recently. So I handed you that out. What else? The Bay brochure, which you probably have already seen. And then the Party in the Park. This is just kind of it's really coming together well, the schedule for the Party in the Park, but that'll give you kind of an idea of what it is all about. We're doing things a little bit differently this year, not doing the breakfast that we had done in the past at Starlight to kind of save some money, and plus they have a concert that evening, so it was going to be a little bit tough to fit it in. But aside from all of this, like I mentioned, May is a really busy month. It's probably between May and September, they're our busiest months in the parks, with not only our events that we partner with, but just standard permits. We have 22 events that Parks and Recreation personally and with our partners are doing throughout the month. So that's everything from these thimble concerts that we do, events at Lakeside Nature Center, events at the Loose Park Garden Center, the dedications, all the things that we're listing on here. But aside from that, there is 31 other events that are just permitted to take place in our parks. So there is virtually something more than every day in our parks. And these permitted park events are big, too, in the month of May. We've got the Brookside Art Annual the first weekend in May. A lot of walks. There's the one in Penguin Park. There's, of course, tons in Tice. We've got probably 6 or 7 weddings that are taking place in the various parks throughout the year, or throughout the month. And then, of course, Rockfest, which will be on May the 12th. Yeah, in Penn Valley. We've got a lot of company picnics. We've got a big event at Tice Park on Mother's Day, which is with Stone Lion Puppet Theater. They do the giant puppet show. It's a really cool event. The Heart Walk, of course, takes place there as well. That's a big one. And then Tour de Brew, which is the bicycle tour throughout the city, stops at several of our parks and obviously is riding on our boulevards and our parkways as well. Jiggle Jam at the end of the month, and that's another big festival. Shakespeare in the Park is going to start setting up. It doesn't start till the middle of June, but Celebration at the Station, the Clips of Faith, which is the the movies in the park at Tice Park where people bike to them, and it's sponsored by what's that beer company out of Fort Collins, New Belgium.
New Belgium beer and bikes.
Anyway, yeah, beer and bikes and movies. I just want to mention this because obviously this keeps all of our crews super busy, making sure that our parks look their best. But it's just a great month to see a lot of activities going about in our parks and facilities. So enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Quite a bit. It's exciting stuff, isn't
Yeah.
it? At this point, has public hearing. I believe we have Valencia brought us. Is that?
Robert.
Did I get it right?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. All right.
Valencia, Valerie, whatever you want to do. Good morning, good morning. Afternoon, rather. Hi, my name is Valencia Broadus, and I'm actually going to, hopefully, if you will allow me, I'm going to be on your ballot on, it's not an election, is it? Or on your vote, on your agenda, next week in regards to an actual license for facility use with concessions, with the concessions agreement. And so I think we were kind of on the day, but I think we kind of moved it a little bit. And I wanted just, if you would allow me to, 5 minutes max. I promise I'll go fast, just to hear a little bit about kind of what we do. I'm with the Smart Career Club. It's a club called Students Motivated to Achieve and Resist Truancy. We've been around for 15 years, and what we do is we help young leaders to catch their dreams and make them grow. About 10 years ago, we were first introduced with an opportunity to work with Parks and Rec. Night Hoops has been around for 20 years. About 10 years ago, I'd been in city about 5 years. We were allowed to do a lot of the before play career coaching with the young people, like 30 minutes before they play, they have to come, and here we do some kind of, career exploration and mentioning, and they had to do that every time before they would play. And so we were allowed at least an initial opportunity to really interact with the young people. What we're wanting to do now, 10 years later, but lots of things kind of sprinkled intermittently that we've done with Parks and Rec, not just at Brush Creek, but also at Southeast Community Center and also at Reese R. Watkins. We've done things like we've helped with spring break, kids are out of school. We've been able to come in and do career camps, different volunteers come in. We do academics, career coaching, helping kids do career dreams, resume prep, all of that. We did a summer camp once at Brush Creek, helping again, and we come in and just help the kids that are there to just stay active, and we would help other teachers that were there to kind of work with their classes. We were allowed the opportunity in 2009 to be one of the entities through the summer. We were able to use the Parks and Rec van, and we had a great big Father's Day concert at Bruce R. Watkins, and we appreciated being able to do that with the great big truck. You all know the truck where you can, the microphones and all that. So it was kind of fun. What career clubbers do, and then that's how we'll segue into what we're hoping to be able to help with a lot of young people, not just this summer, but year-round in the event that we hope that you'll, in next week, allow us to become a vendor for a year, for Parks and Rec, Brush Creek specifically, and other entities. What we do with young people, high schoolers, our age is ages pretty much 14 to about 21, but then we have older people that do things to mentor the young people. We help young leaders who are in school, in high school, to basically stay in high school. We do ACT prep, we do tutoring, we do weekly career coaching. They have weekly training meetings on job readiness, but also we help them to look at colleges, do their resumes, all of that. In addition to that, we help make sure that young leaders are in some type of weekly work experience. If our young leaders, they do community service during the week, and then we help them to match with different employers in their career interests that we've identified, so that they then can, of course, stay busy and they're working, they're learning some things, but they're kind of getting mentoring through osmosis. For example, if I'm coming to work with you every day, whatever you're doing, and I'm just kind of hanging out, you're showing me things, but we're talking. And so I'm getting some value infused in me. I'm also getting people I know care about adults daily, but it doesn't require me, an adult, to every afternoon or one afternoon a week to go to McDonald's. It's really work-based mentoring is the term, and I'll come back maybe next week with more of that. What happened, as we all know about, we can go back to Westport as far as a long time ago. The young people were places that they really weren't welcome. It isn't that they weren't supposed to be there, they just kind of really weren't welcome there because a lot of things were happening. And then 10 years after that, we had, of course, last year on the plaza, because we've helped at least 200 kids every year through our Smart Career Club, through our volunteers. When we saw the piece back in October, November, where the young leaders, of course, the plaza wasn't a situation, they had, the thing down there. But then we called, and Mark Boland and others, they've been very helpful letting us come in and use up different facilities and for rent, et cetera, to do activities with kids. But we said, well, how can we help? We have many volunteers who we've trained to be career coaches, who've also done different work. We've been with Alvin A. League, we've done Lane, we've done Police Athletic League, we've done career coaching all over the city. We've done career coaching and tutoring for the family court for over 7 years, and everyone, they send their kids to us. So with that, I called Mark Boland and I said, how can we help? How can we help Brush Creek to be the place where the young people will come, not just in the summer, but year-round, and we can bring the numbers. We have weekly career concerts and open mic contests, and so we invited Mark and a couple of other staff members to come out and see what we do. They came out. We had over 250 young people there. At that time, we did not have police officers. They actually governed themselves. And it was interesting because as things are happening, people are getting loud. They say, come on, respect, come on. And these are kids from the community, but we have dance battles. We have open mic, we have dance battles, they have food, and that's what they do weekly. That's how they hang out. And so through recreation, which of course dance is also healthy, and of course they govern themselves, and they're mentoring each other. We saw everyone was there, black, white, older, younger, babies were hanging around, parents. It's a way that it's something we've done to really help family to come together, but also it's keeping people busy, and the kids, they do some good things. I'm gonna wrap this up. You guys be quiet. My 5 minutes is almost up. The thing that we're asking to be allowed to do, we went to Mark and we said, can we come to your center, and can we do this there? We can bring the numbers in, and our request was just that we'd be able to have facilities at a very less expensive price. We're paying about $600 per month for spaces just to make sure that kids can come. And so we have insurance, we pay the fees, we have food, we take care of things ourselves, but we wanted to make it a place to where the city could also benefit from the young people coming there. So back in, they came to the event and they were taking some pictures and they were like, all these people here, and it's that way pretty much every week. It's all over the city. Well, why can't that be, the Parks and Rec centers right here? Because they're kids right from the city. And not just the inner city, but from all over, but in Jackson County, they're from all over. So if we have space and time, why can't it be right here where we have that space? So with that, we have kind of been hanging out at the Brush Creek Community Center, not really doing those events though, because we don't have licenses yet. Not doing those events, but we've been there weekly. We have we used to do all of our student and parent meetings at my office on 63rd, and then sometimes at Bruce R. Watkins and libraries, but we've been doing them there every week. I'm at Brush Creek since January 5th, I do believe. Every week we're there. We have at least 10 people, at least like 7 students and their parents that are there. So we have really great parent involvement. Got to a point where the kids said, well, can't the parents go away? I mean, that's how bad that was. Bad meaning it's good parents are there. So what happens though is the students come, they have weekly trainings on job readiness. We ask them about their school. We definitely, talk about jobs they want. Summer's a big time now, so we're definitely getting them all ready for jobs for the summer. And so we see the concessions and all of that being opportunities for our young people to work again right in the centers. If you have 10 centers and we're able to not just through Bright Futures and some of those, employment opportunities, but other kids who probably maybe didn't make it there, or maybe there's not enough room. You could have more young people working, doing things in the centers, and so we kind of manage that process. So I can talk a whole lot more, but I really just wanted to give a little bit just to share that I believe we're going to come back next week or at your next session to actually ask you to really consider allowing us to be kind of a year-round concessions and urban impact night vendor, where we'd be doing during the school year, we would do 3 Thursdays a month, where we would actually do open mic night. And again, we pull in 50 to 100 kids a week, and parents, et cetera, coming in, and karaoke, all that stuff. And then there'd be the 5th Saturday per month. We actually do a big urban impact night, and that's where we bring in community partners like New Reflections, who will be working with us, and they do a lot of work in the community as well. And other organizations come, and we recognize them, but then we have a big talent competition. And then during the year, we would do the same thing. It's about keeping them busy, but also conditioning young people and their parents and their friends to understand that it's not just coming here in the summer, because it is kind of too late if it's just a summer thing. But if we can really make it a year-round thing where the creek is the place to hang, but education, work-based mentoring, all of that. And so
Great.
That's where we are. Any questions for me today?
Any questions at this time? I don't think so.
Why don't we wait till next
Thank
week?
you. When you get it, then you'll look
Well,
at
yeah,
it.
exactly. We'll take it then. Thank you very much for your
Thank you
time.
very much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
And Crystal, Ross, did you want to add anything at all? Okay, very good. Thank
Mark,
you.
do you have some comments?
I jest.
I thought so.
I would only say that I've known Ms. Broadus probably as long as I've been working with the department, more than 15 years. And they have truly made a difference in our community, particularly with young people. And I think one of the best things about it is the young people are there, but so are the parents. So when you get the parents engaged in the kinds of activities that the SMART Club does and that the work that Valencia does, it really makes a difference in our communities. And we were fortunate when there were issues at the Brush Creek Community Center this past winter for Valencia to call and say, hey, Mark, is there something that we can do to help? Of all of those groups who came and said they would help, there's only one left that's truly helping. And that's Valencia and her group. So I would only commend or want to commend her for her dedication to young people and her dedication to the city of Kansas City in working with young people and keeping them productive and keeping them going in the direction that is positive and will further their development as good community citizens. So that would be my take on that. And at some point in time, we will bring this to the board once we cross the T's and dot all the I's. And hopefully the blessing of the board will allow them to move forward in programming at Brush Creek Community Center.
Thank you. All right. Is there any other business? Seeing none, meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.